Welcome to the tale of Noah and Nick in the second chapter of My Fault. It called Your Fault. Today marks Noah's 18th birthday. While Nick was doing internship in San Francisco, he unexpectedly met up with Noah one night. Their parents disapprove of their secret meetings, yet they continue to see each other. As a token of his affection, Nick gave Noah a necklace as a symbol of his love. The two spent the following days together, but soon it was time for Noah to head off to college. Leon, Nick's friend, frightened him by saying, "Our girls will head off to college and drift away from us. They'll meet guys there, and we'll lose them." Meanwhile, Noah's school year comes to an end, and her family surprises her with a car. Nick then takes Noah to a house, telling her, "This place was a gift from my grandfather, and it's really close to your college. Ideal for us." This is where Noah and Nick begin their romance. The scene then shifts to a club where Noah and Nick chat about these matters with their friends, but it turns out their friends' relationships are struggling as well. The following day, Noah arrived at her college apartment, where she would be living with a girl named Briar. Meanwhile, Nick's father introduced him to a new mentor, Sophia, who would assist him with his internship. This meant Nick would now be sharing his office with Sophia. At the same time, Noah's mother attempted to have a conversation with her, but Noah was not interested in listening. Her mother showed her a picture of herself with Nick, cautioning her, "If you two don't stop, this will come to light. You're too young to understand what's right and wrong, and this cannot continue in my house." Later, Noah received a call from Nick, who informed her, "I'll be working here, but there's another intern with me now." To help Noah feel more secure, Nick made sure to keep Sophia out of her sight. When Noah reached Briar's college apartment, she found Briar hosting a party, unaware that Noah would be arriving soon. Feeling out of place, Noah was reassured by Briar, who told her not to be upset. Shortly after, a boy named Michael, who was interning at the same college, showed up. Meanwhile, Sophia was working with Nick, and bringing them together was part of Noah's mother's plan. The next day, Noah, Nick, and Nick's sister Maggie were playing together when Nick's mom arrived, pretending to visit Maggie. However, Nick was not keen on seeing her, as it reminded him of how she abandoned him a decade ago. Noah comforted him, and their relationship began to blossom. Soon, Noah noticed a love bite on her neck from Nick, which she found displeasing. In retaliation, she used a permanent marker to draw on Nick, and they both laughed as they headed to Noah's apartment. However, upon seeing Briar there, Nick dropped his phone in shock and quickly left, indicating he knew her. Nick's phone rang at Noah's place. It was a call from his friend Leon using his driver's phone. Nick hurried to meet Leon, who had a package to deliver that turned out to contain drugs. Leon was hesitant to take it inside, but Nick reminded him that he had promised Noah to stay away from such things. Leon went in alone, but Nick followed to assist him. Noah, noticing Nick's phone, grew suspicious and decided to follow him. She ended up at the same location, where she discovered that the leader of the goons was Ronnie's older brother, an old adversary of both Nick and Noah. Although Ronnie was in jail, he would soon be released. The goons at the bar pointed out that the package Leon delivered was short on contents. Nick offered to pay them, but they were more interested in their lives than money. As tensions rose, some patrons began teasing Nick and Noah, leading Noah to retaliate and start a fight. A massive brawl erupted, and eventually both Nick and Noah were apprehended by the police. Fortunately, Sophia managed to get them released. However, Noah was furious with Nick, scolding him for reigniting trouble despite her warnings. She expressed her concern for his safety and what it would mean for her. To ease the tension, they decided to adopt a pet together, and they chose a cat. During this time, it was revealed that Briar had been in a car accident with her boyfriend. After 2 months in the hospital, she returned only to find her boyfriend with someone else, Nick. However, Briar was not home when Nick and Noah were together, allowing Noah to suggest they have some fun. Just as they were enjoying themselves, Briar unexpectedly walked in, told them to continue, and left. Nick, visibly shaken, hurried out, while Briar kept her gaze on them. The following day, Leon's girlfriend visited him, urging him not to engage in risky activities for money again, emphasizing the importance of their relationship. Meanwhile, Nick's mom visited Noah, pleading to speak with Nick. She revealed that there were things Noah didn't know, such as the long-standing relationship between her mother and Nick's father. She encouraged Noah to call her for more information. Later, when Noah returned home, she found Sophia's family over for dinner with her own. Watching the interaction between their families and seeing Nick bond with Sophia made Noah feel jealous. During dinner, she abruptly announced that she and Nick were considering living together before storming out. Nick followed her outside, and it was the anniversary of Noah's father's death. In her frustration, Noah remarked that Nick and Sophia would make a good couple, to which Nick tried to reassure her that nothing was happening between them. Noah questioned why he was distancing himself from her. The next day, Nick's mom visited again, and Noah let her in since no one else was home. She disclosed shocking truths, stating that she didn't cheat on Nick's father. Rather, Nick's father had an affair with Noah's mom while they were still together. Nick's grandfather had covered everything up. Nick hated her for leaving, but he was unaware of the full story. Before leaving, Nick's mom handed Noah a letter for Nick, pleading with her to deliver it. Nick's father had warned him to stay away from his mom, suspecting her intentions. Later, Noah secretly placed the letter on Nick's table. When he found it, he became angry and demanded to know how it got there. Seeing Noah's anxious expression, Sophia covered for her, claiming it was delivered by a courier. However, Nick tore the letter in frustration. To make amends, Nick took Noah out for dinner and revealed a tattoo of one of her drawings on his arm, which touched her. They began to dance, but Nick soon informed Noah that he had to go to London with Sophia for a project. Noah agreed, and Nick made her promise to stay in the apartment until he returned, not wanting her alone with Briar. The next day, Noah's mom visited their apartment, and Noah confronted her angrily, accusing her of keeping Nick away. Her mom admitted it was true, stating she didn't want her daughter living with anyone at that time. Noah snapped back, questioning whose arms her mom was in the night her father attacked her. The tension escalated, and without waiting for a response, Noah grabbed her cat and stormed out. Meanwhile, Nick confronted his grandfather about Briar, asking why he had to hide her. His grandfather remained silent, assuring him that he had taken care of everything. A few days later, after Nick's project in London concluded, he and Sophia went out to celebrate. But a photographer secretly captured their moments together. Upon returning to his apartment, Nick found Noah missing. Meanwhile, Noah was with Briar, who had invited Michael over and left Noah alone with him. Although Noah refrained from drinking or indulging, she told Michael they could continue their game later. Unfortunately, Nick arrived at that moment and saw them together, leading to a misunderstanding that fueled his anger. He confronted Noah, reminding her of his instructions to stay in the apartment. Frustrated, Noah replied that she needed a break and expressed mutual distrust. Nick, still angry but trying to remain calm, mentioned he had received a job offer in London and had a week to decide, urging her to figure out what she wanted as well. Following their argument, Nick and Noah began living separately. One day, while browsing Briar's Instagram, Noah stumbled upon a photo of Nick with Briar, which made everything click for her. Meanwhile, Nick met with Leon to plan a car race, which was not just about winning money for Leon but also Nick's chance for revenge against Ronnie. They prepared at Nick's house before heading to the race, where Ronnie was present. Noah and Jane arrived at the race, suspecting Nick and Leon's intentions. As the race commenced, Briar called the police, escalating the already dangerous situation. Amid the chaos, Ronnie's brother crashed into Jane's car, worsening the circumstances. As the police attempted to block the racers, Nick and Noah worked together to trap Ronnie's car, forcing it to collide with a police vehicle. With Ronnie out of the race, Nick and Noah successfully escaped, leaving the police behind. Ronnie was apprehended again, leading to a party at Nick's house. Nick arrived with Sophia, while Noah came with Briar. During the party, Nick asked Noah if she had made her decision. Noah replied that there was still time left in the week. She then suggested Nick speak with Briar. Meanwhile, Briar sneaked to the other side of the house and entered with Nick's mom, who interrupted the party to address everyone. She revealed the truth about Nick's father and Noah's mother, stating that her younger daughter Maggie was also Nick's father's child, thus sharing in his inheritance. Nick's father confronted her angrily, questioning how she obtained his DNA. At that moment, Noah admitted she had allowed them inside, which infuriated Nick, who accused her of ruining everything. Noah tried to explain that she only wanted to share the truth and that she intended to tell him she wanted to be with him, but Nick was not receptive. In his frustration, he kissed Sophia at the party, leaving Noah heartbroken. Briar, observing the situation, descended the stairs and showed Noah old photos of Nick and Sophia together. Seizing the opportunity, Briar stealthily took the key to Noah's apartment from her bag. By the time Nick realized his mistake and returned to apologize, Noah had already left. Briar then confronted Nick, revealing a shocking truth. She had been pregnant with his child during their accident, but his grandfather had ruined everything. Stunned, Nick had no idea about this. Briar, still holding a grudge, vowed to take revenge and informed Nick that Noah had gone to her apartment. However, Noah did not return home. Instead, she went to Michael as a friend. Michael, trying to console her, turned off her phone and moved closer. In her emotional state, Noah let her guard down and they crossed boundaries. After a while, Noah decided to leave, only to find Nick waiting for her outside her hostel. One look at Noah, and Nick understood everything that had transpired. Without exchanging words, they parted ways, both heartbroken. A few days later, Noah visited her father's grave, where she discovered a note from Nick. It read, "Noah, I will always be your light in the darkness." And with that, the story come to an end. How did you like the explanation of this movie? Let us know below in comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe to our Chanel Cinema Unplugged.